guys, it's Sue, your not so crafty crafter here. I'm going to try and, there we go, that looks a little better. This is a follow-up video on a haul video that I did this morning. At the end of that video, I started talking a little bit about how I'm trying to be more mindful of the things that I purchase. When I first started crafting last year, I had to see all the pretties. I had to have all the pretties and all of the tools, and all of the inks, and every adhesive, and every die cut. And I fell into the trap where I had to have every color of paint. I got 2 big boxes here, and I don't use them anymore. So I've decided this year to be a little bit more mindful and try to purchase things that I know I'm actually going to use, and try to create a little bit of a side business for myself here with my cards and my scrapbooking pages. Now, I'm not going to be, the next Heidi Swap or the next Amy Tangerine or any of those amazing, amazing ladies that are designers and full-on creators. That's not who I am. I'm very simplistic. What I would like to do is make some pretty cards, take them to craft fairs, and sell them, and then just make enough money back so that I can keep doing this. I have signed up to be a Stampin' Up! Rep. I'm not sure which way that's going to go because I do like to use other products as well. I don't want to be all about one specific line of things, although Stampin' Up! Products seem to be some of the best around. But anyway, back on track. One of the recent purchases that I made that I really wanted to think of as an investment was a stamp press. Now, just dropped something. In a perfect world with money is no problem, yes, I would have bought the Misty and I would have bought the Mini Misty. But I have a family I have to support. We have bills like everybody else. So that's on the back burner for now. I wanted to try one and see if it was something I liked. And what I have found here is this works for me for right now. And I am saving towards a Misty. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also saving towards a Big Shot. So I have a Cuttlebug, but I would like a Big Shot just because I think it can do a little bit more. But we'll see how that goes. So what this video is about is this Friskars Stamp Press that I purchased. Consider it a demonstration video or a, oh my God, I'm losing my words, a review. Consider it a review video if you like. Take with it what you will. This is what's working for me right now. If you need something different, then yes, by all means, go with what you need and what works for you. I actually purchased this. This is the box that it came in. It's the Friskars Stamp Press. Let's see if you can see. I guess you're probably not going to be able to. It's going to be upside down. This is the box it came in. I actually purchased this on HSN probably about a month and a half ago. I had purchased my Cricut on HSN back in April, or back in March actually, and it didn't get delivered until April. It was almost a month before they were able to ship it because of course I bought the lavender one, and by the time I placed my order they were out, so I had to wait for a new shipment to come in. When I complained about having to wait so long, they sent me a 20% off coupon via email, and I used that for this. Now, regular price on this wasn't astronomical. It was like $17.99 or $19.99. And with the 20% off coupon, I didn't pay that. I think I paid like $14 something for this. And it works for me, like I said. So this is what I'm going with. I'll give you a little bit about the benefits and the usage that's listed on the back of the carton. It's clear to see precisely where you can place your stamps. It's a time saver. You lay out your stamps once and you can keep stamping provided you have the proper tools. Easy alignment. There are grid lines on the main page here and on the plastic, the extra plate here, I guess, no. The grids are on the main plate here. And so you can see exactly where you place your stamps and whether or not they're straight. This removable plate is here. I wasn't sure what this was about, but apparently you can put your stamps on here, put one set of stamps on here, you can pop this plate out and you can put another set of stamps on this main plate on the bottom of this main plate, and you can go back and forth and kind of have like an assembly line going with your stamps. You stamp this plate, then you stamp this plate, then you stamp this plate again, and you see where I'm going with that. My only issue with this is this doesn't snap in snugly, so I'm almost wondering if it wasn't broken when I received it, because this one piece just will not stay in there, and it doesn't seem to affect anything right now, but we'll see down the road how it works. And the layout space is 5 inches by 7 inches, so that's kind of neat, and it's very easy to clean. It is a acrylic, a heavy gauge plastic, so it cleans with soap and water or stamp cleaner. Just make sure you dry it thoroughly, and of course do what you do with your stamps to keep your stamps looking awesome. I'm going to go ahead and show you a few pieces that I have stamped on this. Like I said, this is good if you're doing more than one stamp, and that's what I like to do. Lately I haven't had time to do any serious crafting, and I've been popping out a stamp at a time. I do a stamp, I do a front, and then if I need a card, I lay it on a card base and I'm good to go. This summer, I kind of want to step up my game and start doing a range of cards. So like do a set of thank you cards, or do a set of note cards, or do a set of get well cards, and things like that I can package together, sell as a bundle, and take to craft fairs with me. And I thought this might help speed up that process a little bit rather than one piece. I can cut my cardstock, align my stamps, and just boom, knock them all out and see what I can do there. Now, I will show you these. This one is really light, and I'm sorry for that. That's the ink that I used. It's a Walmart ink that I got, and it's not the best. But as you can see, it's all the same size cardstock, and it was done using the stamp press. And they are pretty consistent as far as their layout on the cardstock. So that actually was kind of cool for me. One thing it did help to have when I did this is to have this cutting mat underneath, so that I have a place to line up my paper precisely every single time. And then I put my grid up here precisely every single time, so it's as close as possible to the same spot. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little demo on one of the cards that I like to make. This is the front. I am doing this upside down, so please bear with me if it doesn't come out looking perfect. I'm going to put that grid there. I am going to stamp the outline with a black ink. It is not Stampin' Up! Ink, and I apologize for that. I just started doing this, and I just got the basics, some paper, some in-color inks and things. The stamp set I'm using is the Beautiful You, and I'm using this picture, the image of the lady with the hat, and then the Happy Birthday Gorgeous. As you can see, I was able to position them both on the stamp press, and they are, because of the images on the back, they are, you can see they're very nicely, evenly spaced and straight on the stamp press. So that's kind of one of the things that I like best about this. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this upside down, but as you see, I line up my paper, and then I'll line up my grid so that it's even. Make sure my card is straight. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to show you a technique that I found on a video. Several Stampin' Up! Reps do this, and I thought it was really cool. So I'm going to share that with you here in just a second, and how I color. Now if I wanted to, I would do this on colored paper and just use a different colored ink, but I really like this technique. It's kind of a watercolor technique, that's why I'm using a watercolor paper here. But I'm going to show you how this stamps first, and then we'll go into that. So again, I'm doing this upside down, so bear with me if it's not perfect. It's just a demo. If it comes out good, yes, I'll share it with someone. If not, then it'll just be for my own use. So, okay, my card is straight. My stamp is straight. Now, one thing I saw, and I watched a lot of videos on how to use this when I first got it. One thing that I did see that someone recommended is when you're using this, don't press on the sides because it'll wobble. Press down in the center and actually press on the stamps themselves, and then it doesn't shake or wobble, because I'll show you what it does in just a second if you press down on the sides. And this ink is not the best, and of course that didn't come out very good, did it? No, like I said, it's just for us to show, but this is what happens when you don't press down on it properly. I've got a piece of scrap paper here, and I'll show you what happens when you press on the sides instead of directly on the center of the stamp. It comes out even worse than this. So get that ink off there. Line that up. Go like this, and then stamp in this side. And it doesn't. Oh, actually, look at that. Prove me wrong. It's actually a better image. But this is also watercolor paper, so it is textured, and that might be why it didn't come out as well. Maybe I'll try it on the other side. Try it out on this side, because like I said, this is just for us. So see if I can do it again. Maybe it'll do a better image. Maybe I need more ink because it is watercolor paper. I bet that's the problem. The paper is absorbing it. I need more ink. Silly Sue. You know, I'm getting old. My mind does not recall all of these tiny little details. But yeah, that would probably be a good idea to make sure your ink pad is really inked up, especially if you're using a different kind of paper that's going to be a little bit more absorbent. So let's see if we can get a better image on this. This does work very well. I was very impressed with how well this stamped. And sometimes you even have to put a little bit of oomph in it. And that's okay, I can do that. Well, it's just not, I guess it's just the paper. But I'm going to show you the next technique that I use with my watercolor cards. So this is a twofold video for you. So you lucked out. One of the things I talked about in that haul video is I bought these watercolor brushes, and a technique that I like to use is with my Stampin' Up! Pad, use the ink as a watercolor. It's very easy to do. You take your Stampin' Up! Pad and you just squish it here in the middle. See? And when you open it, the ink is pooled. You see how the ink is pooled right there? You just leave that open. Again, I'm doing this upside down, so it's not going to be perfect. And a little water. Oh, that's a little too much water. But see how this is, if you can see that. It's activating that ink. So it's kind of like a watercolor wash instead of a full ink. And I love this. So see if you can see this. Let's see, look at how rich that color is. I love this. This is such a cool technique. And then what I'll do, you can also do this with your Wink of Stella brush. I like to go over it after the fact with my Wink of Stella brush. That's just me. If you're okay with putting your Wink of Stella brush directly in the ink, then go for it. I like to use my Wink of Stella brush for other things, and I just want to keep it as clean as possible. But see how cool that is? Look at that. It's amazing. And it's still a very rich, nice, rich color. But using it on cardstock just gives it a little bit of extra texture there. And there's that. I love this technique. Two or three people I've seen use it. I know one is Katrina Martinezz, who's a Stampin' Up! Rep and has a YouTube channel. She has done this, and she does it with her Wink of Stella brush, and her stuff always looks so amazing. So look her up on your YouTube. Katrina Martinezz, I believe is her name. And she's a Stampin' Up! Rep. And she does some beautiful work. I love watching her videos. And then, of course, I'm going to do her hat. This is an Aquaflow water brush that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. It was $5.99 for 3 of them. It was the regular price, so they're not that super pricey. Just do a little bit on the inside of her hat here. So you can see that. She doesn't really have a face, so I'm not going to worry about that. And then just kind of pick up some more deep color. You can shade doing this if you like. Again, I'm not that fussy. I'm not that into it. And what I might actually do, since the back side of this didn't come out so well, I can cut the card base in half and just place this on top of another card. I may actually trim it down and put it on a peach card base. Now, I'm not happy with that, so it probably won't go to anybody. But it's just, like I said, a demo to show you what we do and how I do it, or what I do and how I do it, not what we do. Excuse me. I'm going to clean off my brush here because that's always important. You don't want to contaminate your ink pads, and then when you go to use them on your stamps, you've got 3 different colors on your stamps. So, and then this ink just easily wipes up with a baby wipe. And seal that up. One thing I like about these Stampin' Up! Pads is just another little tip here for you. They tell us, stampers, I've seen so many videos where they say, store your ink pads upside down so they stay nice and juicy on the top, which is where the juice needs to be if you're going to stamp well with them. And that could be the problem with this too, is why this didn't come out. This wasn't stored upside down. I found it sitting on top of my desk right side up. But anyway, back on track here. One of the things I like about the Stampin' Up! Ink pads is if you see this and you open it, how is that stored? You're storing it right side up, but in the case, it is actually upside down. So that's kind of cool. And it keeps your pads nice and juicy. And of course, we sell the re-inkers and all that fun stuff. I'll link a post, or I'll post a link, to my Stampin' Up! Website down below if you're interested. And I'll see if I can find Katrina Martinez's full name and maybe post a link to one of her videos as well. No promises. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Feel free to leave a comment below on anything that you think that I can do to make the videos better. I appreciate all feedback. Just don't be nasty. No need to be nasty. Constructive criticism is always the best. Thanks, folks. Have a good afternoon. Chat later. Bye.